Here's a look at your market recap on this Thursday, the 12th day of December. Finally got some data in on the feedlot trade that we knew was taking place this week. As of the 2 o'clock cutoff time, we're up to a bit over 55,000 head for the week, and those guys that held out were paid off this week as prices sharply higher on the later trade this week. In Texas, we've only seen about 1,200 head, all at 192. Kansas has reported about 7,000 head, 192 to 193 live, 305 dressed. In Iowa, they're up to about 19,000 head. Sales there early in the week live from 192 to later in the week, we got up to 196. Early dress sales this week were $300. The later dress sales, $305, with a small handful all the way up to $312. In Nebraska, they've traded about 19,000 head. Same story there. 192.5 early in the week, got up to 196 later. The dress sales started off at 298 early, and some of the later sales up to 305. Box beef cutout values, they spiked higher today as well. Choice closed at $315.24, up $4 and a penny. Select at $280.48, up $237. Volume, 135 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. The Choice Select spread setting at $34.76. At the auction barns around the state today, really only two feeder cattle auctions that took place. Mid-Missouri Livestock Market in Phillipsburg, and then Mocan Livestock Market in Butler. Both of those barns still going on. Neither one of them's complete yet. Early reports from Mocan, market steady to $5 higher than last week's very strong market. Several good groups of attractive calves in the offering, especially the 5.5 to 700 pound steers today. Got that special replacement cow sale going on at Joplin Regional Stockyards. It's going to kick off in about an hour as of the recording of this report. They're going to get started there about 4:30 tonight, expecting a few over 800 head with some very attractive bred heifers in the offering there. Then, of course, we got all those replacement cow sales that are taking place this Saturday. One for anyone, no matter what part of the state you happen to be in. Kingsville, Saturday, 11 a.m., 600 head expected there. Mid-Missouri Stockyards, 500 head expected. They're going to kick off at 6 p.m. Saturday evening. Springfield Livestock Marketing Center expecting 1,150 head. They'll get started about 4 in the evening. The New Cambria Livestock Market, they're going to get started at about 11 Saturday morning, expecting about 600 head there. And of course, we got the 3 final Show Me Select heifer sales this week. On Friday, Kirksville and Farmington, and then on Saturday mid-morning, Palmyra. Taking a look at the closing futures markets, livestock side of things, the live cattle for December, 12 cents lower, 192.12. February, 190.85, down 52. Feeder cattle for January, 258.35, down 70. March at 258.57, down 80. The feeder cattle index, it actually set another new record high the second time this week. 263.07. That was up $1.61 compared to yesterday. Lean hogs for December, a nickel higher, closing the day at 83.55. February up a dime at 84.47. Turning our attention to the grain markets now at the elevators around the state. Soybeans steady to 2 lower, wheat 4 lower, corn 4 to 9 lower, and grain sorghum 4 lower. Corn bids at the elevators in St. Louis, 458. Kansas City, 403 to 433. Grain sorghum in St. Louis at 483. Kansas City, 438. Soybean bids in St. Louis, 1030. Kansas City, 940 to 1005. And wheat bids, St. Louis, 558 to 573. Kansas City, 523. On the Board of Trade, corn contracts, 6 1/4 lower on the December, 431 3/4. March, 4 3/4 cent lower, 443 1/2. Soybeans, 1/4 cent higher, 9.95 3/4. March, a 1/2 cent higher, 10.03 1/4. Wheat for December, 4 3/4 cent lower, 538 3/4. March at 558 1/2, down 4 3/4. Soybean meal for December, down $1.50 a ton at 286.50. Soybean oil for December, 42.47, up 21 cents a hundredweight. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets from Thursday. This is Tony Hancock.